Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna do a low fade with curly hair. We're gonna start the haircut. We're gonna start with the left side. We're gonna use number 1 with an open blade. We're gonna brush the hair and we're gonna cut with the grain using as a pivot point the crown area. On the top we're gonna cut to the front, and on the sides and the back we're gonna cut going down. As you can see, I'm starting to cut on the crown area and I'm cutting going down like the shape of an umbrella. Using number 1 with an open blade and cutting with the grain, we are literally combing the hair and we are cutting the excess of hair away from the skin. Also, you can use a bigger guard like number 2 or a smaller guard like the one with a closed blade. All depends on how the client likes his hair. We are cutting first the left side and later we're gonna cut the right side. Cutting with the grain, you can cut a little bit less, and then if you want to cut a little bit more, you can cut against the grain. Cutting against the grain, you cut shorter. Also, the reason we are cutting this way is because we're gonna mark the wave. Now we're gonna continue with the right side. We're gonna continue with the same technique using number 1 with an open blade. We're gonna cut using as a pivot point the crown area, and we're gonna cut on the top going to the front and on the sides on the back going down. We are using the clipper Gamma Ergo Gold Cordless. Brush the hair frequently so you can eliminate the hair cutted, and also you can see with more precision the hair that you want to cut. It's very important that you follow the way the hair grows on the crown area so you don't cut against the grain in that area. Follow the way the hair grows in the calic area. Now we're gonna make the fade. We're gonna continue using number 1 with an open blade, and we're gonna open a way that we're gonna blend later with the number 1 with a closed blade, the 0.5 and the 0. As you can see, I'm cutting in a diagonal position to avoid making lines. We're gonna make the entire fade without making guidelines. As you can see, I'm cutting in a diagonal position to avoid making lines. We're gonna continue cutting from right to left until the back or middle of the head. Continue brushing the hair frequently so you can eliminate the hair cutted, and you can see with more precision the hair that you want to cut. Also, by brushing the hair, you help the hair to get the new shape. We're gonna use number 1 with a closed blade, and we're gonna continue cutting a bit lower than we used number 1 with an open blade. Cut in a diagonal position to avoid making lines until the back or middle of the head. Also, you can stretch the scalp to change the angle the hair grows. This way you can cut shorter and with more precision. Open the blade to use the 0.5 or half, mostly using the border of the clipper's blade. We're gonna clear the darker areas. This is the most important step of the cut. Cut from right to left until the back or middle of the head without rushing. Continue using the clipper in a diagonal position to avoid making lines. Remember, leave a reasonable space between the number 1 with an open blade and the number 1 with a closed blade to later use the 0.5 or half and later the 0. We are making a low fade. Continue brushing the hair cutted so you can see with more precision the hair that you want to cut. I like to use the big soft brush, but you also can use a smaller one. As you can see on this shot, I'm only using the border of the clipper's blade. The rest of the hair on the bottom, cut it using the trimmer. When we use the trimmer, we open the way using the border of the trimmer's blade. We are using the trimmer Gamma Evo Gold. This is a shot from the connection on the back. We are using the 0.5 or half, and later we're gonna use number 0 and the trimmer on the edge. Continue with the other side. Use number 1 with an open blade, mostly using the border of the clipper's blade. We're gonna open a way that later we're gonna connect with number 1 with a closed blade, the 0.5 and 0. As you can see, I'm using the clipper in a diagonal position to avoid making lines. We are making the entire fade without making guidelines. Use number 1 with a closed blade and use it a bit lower than we use number 1 with an open blade. Also, you can stretch the scalp to change the angle the hair grows. This way you can cut shorter and with more precision. Continue cutting in a diagonal position to avoid making lines until the back or middle of the head. In occasions, I use water to help the hair to get the new shape. We are going to the most important step of the cut. Open the blade to use the 0.5 or half, mostly using the border of the clipper's blade. We're gonna clear the darker areas and we're gonna cut from left to right until the back or middle of the head. As you can see, I'm using the clipper in a diagonal position to avoid making lines, and I'm also brushing the hair frequently so you can eliminate the hair cutted and you can see with more precision the hair that you want to cut. I did a close-up in this section of the video so you can appreciate the use and progress of this technique. This is a shot from the connection on the back. We use the 0.5 or half, and later we use number 0 and later the trimmer. Close the blade to use number 0, mostly using the border of the clipper's blade, and we're gonna continue clearing the darker areas on the bottom. Remember, leave a reasonable space or later you can use the trimmer. After you understand the concept of clearing the darker areas, you can make a fade very easy without making guidelines. We did the connection on the back using number 0. The rest of the hair on the bottom, cut it using the trimmer. We open the way using the border of the trimmer's blade, cutting from left to right. We're gonna make the edge on the front. We're gonna apply water and we're gonna brush the hair to the front to flatten the hair against the skin, and we're gonna start making a cut in the middle. Later, we're gonna connect the right side and the left side. In this area, you can brush the hair to the left, and we're gonna make a cut in a diagonal position with the trimmer. We also make the edge on the front on the right side. We also shave the front area. We use the straight razor and the shaving cream. We also shave the edge on the left side of the front. This is the final result. This was a low fade without making guidelines on wavy hair. I hope you liked my video. Thanks for watching and see you next time. These are some of my previous videos. I invite you to watch them. If you like them, hit the like button, share it, and subscribe. You can find me on Instagram by Blessed Blade.